Freddie. Should be a good night tonight, Freddie. There are a couple of Arabs in town who love to gamble. Make sure we have some pretty girls around to relax their purse strings, eh?
Right, Mr. Latimer.
Blondes. I like blondes. I'm sorry, the club's closed. We won't be open for another hour yet.
Mr. Latimer?
Yes? I don't know you, do I? You're not a member.
Out-of-town membership. All right, Freddie.
Now, Mr.
I don't think it's wise that you know my name.
I come with high recommendations. From a friend of yours. Lives just south of Pasadena.
Johnny?
Sammy.
Tall man with a blonde moustache.
Short, dark, and clean-shaven.
Drink?
Bourbon.
I don't like to waste time.
Neither do I. It's a straight hit job. I hear you're the best man in the country to arrange it. I hear your fee comes as high as $100,000. I'm offering $150,000.
Cash into a Swiss bank?
You just give me the account number, and you're as good as paid.
Who's the contract for?
His name's John Jerry Patterson. He's staying right here in London.
At the Holiday Inn.
Patterson? Cody, CI5.
For God's sake, if this is your idea of some kind of joke, I'm telling you here and now that...
No joke, Mr. Patterson. Deadly serious. Accent in the deadly. Mr. Patterson, you're a bigot, and I'm not surprised someone wants you dead.
What?
That's our information. There's a contract out on you. Now, Mr. Patterson, if you are going to be hit, I don't want it to happen here while you're under my care. I don't want you bleeding all over my doorstep.
There are always threats, cranks.
But this comes from an unimpeachable source. And that's why we're going to escort you to the airport.
The airport?
You're returning to America, Mr. Patterson.
You can't do that. I got a permit to stay here.
Rescinded.
I have express permission from your immigration.
Rescinded.
And I have a letter here from your foreign office.
Rescinded. Shall we go, Mr. Patterson? Shall we go? I'll get someone to pick up your baggage. We will. We will.
Then get me on a plane and get me home. I've got friends at home. I can get protection at home.
We'll get you to that plane, but don't you think they'll know that? Don't you think they'll be waiting?
What are you going to do?
What size jacket do you wear, Mr. Patterson?
Place your bets, please.
Yes, it was a foul-up, but your foul-up. They found out about the contract. Well, not from me. Arguing the point will get us nowhere. They'll try and smuggle him out now. Find out how and when, and I'll deal with it. Well, of course you can find out. They'll have to inform your embassy, and surely you know someone there you can put the screws on. That's what I thought.
The bullion is being loaded aboard the plane direct. You'll do the loading. And once you're on that plane, Mr. Patterson,
I'm safe.
I hope so.
I've never set up a job like this so quickly, Freddie. Yet, nevertheless, it's perfect. There's already a roadworks here.
Georgie will narrow the traffic down to one lane of vehicles. They'll pour into it like a funnel.
Roadworks on a weekday.
What is it?
Roadworks.
Oh. So how do they get the money out?
I don't know.
But if the man stays in the back...
They have a little door inside, like a coal hole. The fellow in the back hands it through. Oh, come on, come on.
Good boy, Boris. All right, then. Very nice. Shall we let her in? Well, I wish she'd do the same for me. You never give up, do you?
But how does the man in the back know when to give the money?
I don't know.
Why can't they mend their lousy roads on a Sunday?
We bring the whole damn lot to a halt, and then Georgie and the boys move in.
I think he's up.
Leave it, Roy.
Now, don't be heroes, any of you!
Give me that camera. Come on, give it to me, will you?
I don't believe it.
Did you all see that? They shot him.
Said no heroes.
Come on, let's stop them!
A lousy bit of film.
Scared people. We're lucky to have it.
Cortex?
Yes. Cuts inwards like an implosion.
Burning detonator.
A Bell battery, what?
Gave him no chance.
No.
That wasn't necessary.
Joe Public didn't think so either. He's about to have a go.
Good for old Joe Public.
Yes.
The security guard?
Killed outright.
Don't you ever read the papers?
Only my stars.
Bullion raid, according to the press.
That's right. According to the press.
Then why the picture show? Why should we be interested in a bullion raid that went wrong?
Because it wasn't exactly a bullion raid. And it didn't exactly go wrong.
On the M39 motorway this afternoon, a security guard was killed. Silver bullion worth approximately £250,000 was left untouched as the killers made good their escape.
See how easy it is to fool the people, tell them lies?
The raid was foiled by members of the public who bravely disregarded their own safety.
Even that poor fool doesn't know.
And what about these poor fools?
Ever heard the name John Jerry Patterson?
No. Yes. Some loudmouthed American politician.
Loudmouthed, rich, stupid. A hellraiser, a firebrand. Senator in 1 year, president in 3 was just one of his well-worn phrases. A clown, a people's clown.
But a very important clown.
Oh, yes. And last week, against all protests, this very important people's clown decided to visit the place of his ancestors, decided to visit this country. John Jerry Patterson and the people was another of his favorite sayings.
I didn't know he was here.
You weren't supposed to, and nobody was. Only a handful of people did know. A few government officials and the men who did the hit. There was an assassination threat here on our soil, a straight threat, a heavy threat, a promise threat, made by the kind of jokers who will blow an airliner out of the sky for a good cause and an even better payday.
So they had to get him out fast in a security van that was pretending to be carrying bullion. And instead it was carrying dear old John Jerry Patterson, dressed as a security guard, is that it?
That's it.
Well, you don't think about it at the time, do you? But, well, you have to have a go. Sort of, well, just seemed right, you know. The right thing to do, you know. And I suppose, well, thanks to us, they didn't succeed.
John Jerry Patterson and the people.
And the killers, whoever they are long gone.
No. I'm only guessing, but I don't think so. Every dock, every airport was sewn up within 5 minutes of the attack, and I mean sewn up. Tighter than a Scotsman on Burns night. I'm betting. I'm gambling. They're still here somewhere.
Okay, so they'll lie low. They're pros, they'll just go to work.
I intend bringing them out of their boat hole. A clear identification.
Oh, come on, that could have been anybody.
They don't know that. The press are hungry for a story, so I've given them one. We have a clear ID on film.
There's plenty of eyewitnesses to back it up.
What are we going to do about him when we leave? He's seen us. He's loose in the head.
He's even looser in the mouth.
That's what I mean. What are we going to do about him?
He'll die of natural causes.
You can guarantee that?
Yes, I can guarantee that. He's got a very bad habit. There's enough stuff in here to send him out of his skull and then to the morgue.
Read this.
One positive identification. A man is now being sought. That's you, Charlie.
That mask wasn't up for more than a few seconds. I should have killed him. I knew I should have killed him. Have to lie low.
We'll all have to lie low.
Evidence on film doesn't stand up in court. I read that somewhere. Some judges won't even allow it.
They will. When it's backed by eyewitnesses.
Keeping up with current affairs, are we?
Keeping up with a horse. That wouldn't have been difficult.
You lose much?
Yeah, 50p.
stupid, irresponsible.
What's up?
Nearest one's Moreland Street.
Huh?
Moreland Street, move it! Go on to Cowley, over.
Come in.
Have you read the papers? Over.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, they've printed the name and address of every one of the witnesses. Over.
What? Who gave them permission to? Don't they realize what they're doing? Don't they know? Where are you?
We're on our way to Moreland Street. Ralph May lives there. He's top of the list. Over and out. Come on! Over now.
Turner.
Yes, sir?
APB all units. Bodyguard job. I want the full works for a dozen witnesses. Mr. and Mrs. Bilston, newlyweds, on honeymoon somewhere in Surrey. George...
Excuse me, sir. Where in Surrey?
If I knew where, I'd tell you. George Smiley, truck driver, works for the LMN company.
Use the path! My lawn! Think of my lawn!
Mr. May.
Yes, now what are you
Can we
doing?
talk inside, sir?
Inside? What is all this? Who are you?
See, I'm fine, sir.
Inside? Why can't we talk out here?
That's why we wanted you to go inside.
Much warmer, you know.
Ralph May, he's in the house. Now, he's a crusty old cove, so you sit with him. And the rest of you sew up this area and sew it up tight. They've had one go at him already.
Hey, and keep off his lawn.
That's one of them safely on the wraps. Let's hope they're having as much luck with the rest of the witnesses.
Turner, any news of those witnesses?
Not yet, sir. APB's out, and Tommy's on his way to see the truck driver.
Right.
George Smiley?
He's not in yet. He ought to be, but he isn't. Probably stopped off at Jock's Caff. He'll be here soon. Popular today, our George.
Hey?
Well, some other fellas were asking about him.
When?
5, 10 minutes ago.
George Smiley? That's me. Mackay to HQ. Mackay to HQ.
Tommy, come in.
Found the truck driver at Jock's Cafe.
Quiet, is it?
They will be when I catch up with them.
Catch up with who?
I don't know until I catch up with them, do I? The guys who wasted the truck driver. They're heading north.
What? Tommy!
Be in touch.
Tommy, Mackay! Doyle.
Yeah, come in.
Get over to Jock's Cafe, Cornbrook. Over.
We're close to there now.
I know, and so's Mackay.
Tommy?
He's in pursuit of raiders heading north. Find him, help him, and report.
Tommy.
Find him. Help him.
It means stop him.
Yeah, before it develops into a massacre.
Mackay to Cowley. The old brewery in the High Street.
Doyle.
Go Get over to the old brewery at Watford. Tommy needs backup there.
Be cool with Tommy. You know he's crazy.
Carly wouldn't accept that. No one in the Big A is crazy.
Motivated then. His whole family was wiped out by terrorists, you know?
Unlucky.
Yeah.
If they overlooked Tommy.
That's a lousy thing to say.
Tommy's a lousy thing to be. He's a killer.
And what makes you so different?
The difference is, Doyle, I do it, but I don't enjoy it. There he is.
Cow.
Shortcut to the supermarket.
Shortcut to hell unless you get out the light. How many? 3 at least. And they're very good.
What do they use for firepower?
3 handguns sawn off and whatever else they've got stashed in there.
So?
So I think we'll take a walk.
No man's land.
Someone has to cross it, if we're going to be home in time for tea.
Tommy, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why are we walking?
There's a lot of space. Walk or run, it'll make no difference.
Yeah, only no one's given me the choice, see?
Then make a choice.
Thanks.
Thanks, Thomas. All right, tin can. Come on, you can take that thing off. I know you. He couldn't kill anybody, only himself, and he's been doing that for years.
Dope?
Worse than that. How many times have I busted you?
Stoned out of his skull.
Who are you looking after, Tin Can? Hey, payday job? Yeah? What do they do? Feed your head?
But not me belly.
I see. What about your pockets? Did they feed your pockets?
Yeah.
Show me. Come on.
See. Good payday.
Come on. All right. How many of them?
Card school.
4. Where are they now?
I don't know.
Where did they come from?
Everywhere. They came from everywhere, and they're too smart for you, huh?
Which nationality were they?
White.
How did they talk?
White.
Where have they gone now,
I don't know. First minute, they finished. They make ready, they split, and they run. Next minute, they're staying, huh? They got lots of things to do. Important things, huh?
Well, we can't win them all.
This isn't a game, Bodie.
No, sir.
At least he's still alive, thank God for that.
God and us, sir.
Aye. But what about the others? Lewis. Well, we've got him staked out, and I'm sending Tommy along as backup. Sumner.
He's my best bet for target number 1. Well, he actually took the film, didn't he?
That's why I've got 8 men guarding his place. They're the ones I'm really worried about. The newlyweds. Still haven't located them, so they're out there somewhere unaware.
I shouldn't think they're out, sir. More likely in. They're behind locked doors and curtains drawn. It's what newlyweds usually do, sir. So I'm told.
In the middle of the day, don't judge everyone by your own standards, Bodie.
So it's encouraging we haven't found them, sir. And if we can't find them, how can they?
Because they had a head start over us. They stayed one night in a London hotel, then took off for the country. We missed them by a few minutes. But perhaps they didn't miss them. Perhaps they're just a pace or two behind. So we'll have... Cowley? Yeah? Right, well, tell them to move in. The newlyweds. Staying at the Ship Hotel, Dorking.
Just a minute ago. We walked that way, towards the river. I heard. They're dead, aren't they?
The girl's all right, sir. She's got a shoulder wound, but she'll be okay.
Apart from that, the honeymoon was fine.
No, Doyle, let him have his sick joke. Jokes are in order. Because the joke's on me. I killed them.
No. No. The newspapers did that. If they hadn't printed the names and addresses...
I should have anticipated that. If I'm worth anything in this job, it's because I have experience. I'm supposed to have experience.
Look, sir, the press are the ones...
The press did their job while I wasn't doing mine. Tin can?
Yeah, maybe. When they get the junk pumped out of him. I wouldn't rely on it. He's our only link.
Exactly. He worked with these men. He must know something, anything. Doyle.
Yeah, I'll handle it.
Good. Good. Bodie, if another witness should die...
Now, look, sir. Look, I know we've got our best boys playing nursemaids, but I thought I'd take a look just in case. Why don't you come along? Might cheer them up. You too.
The day I cheer my men up, I'll know I'm ready for the scrap heap.
Well, for morale, then. And who knows, along the way, I might just buy you a pure malt scotch.
You're darn right you will.
Tin can.
This cold turkey, it's gonna turn into dead turkey. Unless I get something for my head. I'm feeding my head.
It isn't gonna make much difference. He's in bad shape. He's had too much. Just about every organ is smashed up.
I knew a girl once, nursing sister in Africa, purely platonically. I used to speak to her 2 or 3 times a week when I went to pick up medical supplies. Spend the time of day together, that's all. I mean, that really was all. She cut her wrists. Went in one day and there she was, just lying there. I mean, she was all right eventually, you know, and I got help, but all the time she kept blaming me, saying I'd let her down, rejected her. I mean, hell, all we did was spend the time of day together. I don't know, it wasn't my fault. I mean, I couldn't be held responsible for something outside of my control. Look, what I'm trying to say is that...
I understand what you're trying to say, Bodie, and thank you. But you see, I am responsible. As Harry Truman put it, the buck stops here. Pull over now. I want to see just how good my security is.
How do I know there's a bodyguard out there?
Because you can't see him.
What are you talking about?
Well, there's no point in being undercover out in the open, is there?
Oh. No, yes. If I could see the car, so could they. It'd have frightened them away.
Then they'd only come back some other time, wouldn't they?
Yes, right. You want them to come. It's like a trap, and I'm the bait.
You're okay, Mr. Lewis. 2 good men outside, and a better one inside.
You are now dead, Bane, and you are slack. You're very... Well done, Wesley. Very well done.
Told you you'd enjoy yourself, sir.
You mentioned a pure malt scotch.
Tin can. Have I arranged a shot?
If you do that, Mr. Doyle, you can have the whole world. You can have any one of my sisters you pick, huh? Including the ones that ain't even been born yet.
Don't want the world, Tin Can, just a name. The name of the man who hired you.
Ain't nothing. I don't know nothing. I ain't nothing. All I did was clean up after those guys. Huh?
Yes. But somebody made the connection.
You always been straight and square with me, Mr. Doyle, huh? But I gotta have the shot.
You'll have it, but I've got to have that name.
It was all Huntley who pushed the work my way. It was all Mr. Huntley.
Hey, this is the Members Club. Huntley.
Hello, Doyle.
You know a header named Tin Can?
Everybody knows Tin Can. He's all right.
Yeah. I hear he was doing a caretaking job for somebody.
Is that so?
Yeah. Who for?
Don't know.
Don't give me that. Tell him, Huntley.
Cool it! He's a friend.
A friend? You sure as hell ain't acting friendly.
Yeah, well, I just came from looking at Tin Can.
Tin Can?
Won't be celebrating Christmas. I fed his head. H, the works.
Tin Can can't take junk like that.
That's right. All I have to do to Tin Can now is bury him. They're white, Huntley. Tin Can's black.
I don't know their names. They flew in.
Where from?
North.
North where? Germany, Sweden, or where?
Not North Pole North. North of England North.
Staring us in the face.
What was?
You faked a positive ID, right? So why didn't they just filter back home? Why didn't they go back abroad? And we got mugshots, makes, on 100 killers. Greeks, Arabs, Africans. Does that bother them? No, why should it? When they're safe at home in their own backyard.
But these boys are bothered. They need to get rid of those witnesses.
Because they need to go on working here.
That's right.
They won't rest while any of our witnesses are still alive.
Because our killers are British Northerners, and they've got nowhere else to run to.
As you so rightly said, Doyle, the man who took the film must be target number one. If you play ball...
How do you mean, sir?
Sumner, would you? Would you agree to be the tethered goat, the live bait?
Appreciate your concern, Mr. Cowley, but I think I can look after myself.
You think?
Look, I spent 5 years in the Royal Marines. I stay fit, I'm alert, and I have a couple of Alsatian dogs.
Well, then don't feed them.
Are you trying to scare me?
No, Mr. Sumner.
Should hope not. To tell you the truth, the only thing that gets me jittery is having your men prowling around through my shrubbery.
They're there for your protection, Mr. Sumner.
I know.
And I want to pull them off. That's why I'm here, Mr. Sumner, to talk a deal with you. It's dangerous, and it could be deadly. But shouldn't be too much for an ex-Marine who stays fit and alert. He agreed.
He's got to be crazy.
He's got to be brave. Joe Public sticking his neck out for our benefit. Now, don't you forget that, Bodie.
How do you filter it?
That's your job. Trail a few back streets, bruise a few bars. But let it be known that Sumner is an overcourageous, pig-headed fool who insists that we get rid of the guards in his house. Outraged citizen, police state, Big Brother is watching you, that kind of thing.
Suppose they don't bite?
Sumner's place is the easiest hit of all. Isolated, remote. They've got to bite.
What do you think?
Give it to me again.
Sumner's one of these ex-Marine types. Being nursemaided offends his machismo.
So they pulled them off, eh?
He insisted.
I saw them go, Georgie. Bert and I, we saw them go.
Yeah, that's right. It's got to be a setup. A trap. Okay. We'll spring it. But our way. 2 ways.
Doyle?
Yeah?
You forgot to bring any beer.
No, I didn't. I remembered.
Did you?
Yeah, of course I did. I remembered not to bring any.
I'm like a fine piece of machinery. I need lubrication.
Yeah, well, too much lubrication and that fine piece of machinery might finish up with a bullet up its crankcase.
Bodie, Doyle.
Yeah?
We are in position about half a mile east of you. We are covering the approach road. Nothing can get through without us seeing it. Keep your radio open. I want to hear anything and everything.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Tommy is covering the river.
Oh, what the hell's the old man up to? Tommy, he's got to be stark staring mad.
Bodie.
He sits out there a safe distance away and sends in a psychopath to keep us company. I tell you, Cowley is...
The radio is open, Bodie. But continue with your interesting assessment. Cowley is... Cowley would like to know what Cowley is.
Would you believe warm and considerate?
What are you grinning at?
Oh, that's great, isn't it? We're padding about like Tonto and the Lone Ranger, and he... Should have brought some beer. I don't care who knows about it. What?
Thought I had a car.
Car?
No.
Listen.
Can't be a car. There's no other road in.
Boat, get him under cover.
It's a hit. We're being hit. Come on.
A cannon. They've given the mad bastard a cannon.
A grenade launcher. Well, I don't know who gave it to him, but I must say I'm inordinately happy about it.
Bodie, Doyle, what's happening?
Nothing's already happened. 2 dead raiders, 1 busted boat, and 1 very happy Tommy.
Apart from that, everything's okay. I think introductions are in order.
He didn't have to do that.
He saved our hides, didn't he?
You're going to talk. You're not trying to shoot high at you. Aren't you?
Don't put him in the same wagon. Not with them.
I'll buy you a drink.
Pure malt scotch?
Yes, I think you're ready for the hard stuff. Come on. You need one too.
We've just passed a pub, sir. You said a drink.
Aye, but I've got something special in mind. The survivor talked, he talked. Told me who hired him.
Break open a bottle of champagne, Freddie.
Good news, Mr. Latimer?
I've just received a cable from my bank in Switzerland. It seems I've come into another legacy.
If you've got a gun taped onto there, Latimer, I'd just love you to pull it.
Win some, lose some.
Observe, Freddie. Take note. I'm unarmed.
Oh, yes. That wasn't official brutality, Latimer. That was from me. On behalf of Joe Public.
Please. You don't mind? We promised ourselves a drink.